You want? Okay. Oh, he's got two. He's got two there. So you're welcome to sit down if you want to. We could offer you up. It's been suggested.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Are you okay there? You're welcome to lie down and get a feel for it. Apparently it's very comfortable. I've not tried it, but other visitors have. We have had a few visitors asking, were the heels placed here? Is this the drainage channel? I'm like, oh my. I'm hoping it's another stone table with more seating on either side. Light shaft potentially bringing light into this tabletop. No engravings or graffiti on this one. It's got a rather odd hole there. Another hole at the side. I'm far too scared to put my fingers through in case it opens up. Indiana Jones style, some sort of tomb or sarcophagus. Now it's had a door at some point. We've got very large bolt holes just here and similar bolt holes just there. Now, this huge big pile of rubble and rock here, this is really interesting. The structural engineers told the archaeologists not to touch any of that rubble. That passageway is going right underneath Gilmerton Crossroads. We remove the rock from there, we're going to collapse that whole street. Far too costly and unsafe for us to explore. Now, it's had a door halfway in. It's got large bolt holes, door jambs, definitely leading somewhere. Local legend for many years has it leading to Craigmillar Castle, which lies about 1.5 miles from here, with a valley in between. So we're not sure, but a whole level of Craigmillar Castle is underground. Most castles would have had an escape route. Mary Queen of Scots apparently used Craigmillar Castle to rest after the birth of James VI, naming the whole area surrounding the castle Little France. Her French courtiers lived there. Birdie House is not too far from here. That was previously Bordeaux House after the region and wine. Us locals could not pronounce Bordeaux House. It's now more commonly known as Birdie House. So there's a lot of place names in this area with French connections. At my back here we have a fireplace, but again it's never ever been used. It's got an odd seating arrangement or viewing gallery. Oh my. And notice they've cut out the mantelpiece up there for your family portraits or drinks perhaps. Now, a man called Alexander Pennycook, he was a poet and writer. He wrote Mr. Patterson's epitaph. He was buried a good 5 years before the blacksmith. It's all a wee bit strange, but it was inscribed into wood, placed into the mantelpiece. It gets a mention in the very early guidebook. The inscription went, "Upon the earth thrives villainy and woe, but happiness and I do dwell below. My hands hewed out this rock into a cell, from the din of life I safely dwell. On Jacob's pillow nightly lies my head, my house when living and my grave when dead. Inscribe upon it when I'm dead and gone, I lived and died within my mother's womb." I know, that's very strange. But it's the reference to Jacob's pillow that's really interesting. Us Scots refer to Jacob's pillow as the stone of destiny. It's the coronation stone that now sits in Edinburgh Castle. The English stole it from us a good 700 years ago, but we managed to get it back about 55 years ago. A group of students broke into Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day and they stole the stone of Scone, the stone of destiny. They brought it back to Scotland. It's now on display in Edinburgh Castle, right next to the Crown Jewels. This entire area 1,000 years ago was called Pen Jacob, Penta Jacob. There could be an interesting connection there, but it's the part my house when living and my grave when dead. Remember I said the archaeologists half expected to find Patterson down the well? Didn't find him there. They think that he's buried beyond this big pile of rubble and rock. Maybe the wife was responsible for all this. Any questions? Yes?
If this was a bed,
somebody could hurt their head.
That's true. It's quite firm, isn't it? Yeah, you wouldn't want to lie down there for too long. Some have suggested tomb of an ancient king, and these are all waiting rooms, waiting to pay your respects. Who knows? Could just be a table. We could dine on it. Surgeon's table, yes, with the students on either side. Oh my. Now, Geophys, with their specialised scanning equipment, they scanned the crossroads 10 years ago. We knew this was heading northeasterly, but we lost track of it from the other side. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the tour, at Edinburgh University, geoscientists have been out with specialised scanning equipment. We know this is heading across the road, and they've discovered a very large chamber right outside the bingo hall. Now, we're hoping we're going to get permission, hopefully, to drill through a hole, feed through an endoscopic camera, and hopefully there'll be a bit more archaeology that'll tell us a bit more about this place. So it's all just kind of starting for this site at the moment. So hopefully more will be revealed in future there, but it might mean we'll not be allowed down here in future. Who knows, who knows? We'll make the most of it whilst we can. Any questions or comments? That was a really good question, I like that. Any others? No? Okay, our last chamber is what we